She said, "If you really trust me, you'll put my name on your apartment lease," after just 2 months of dating. I smiled and said, "You're right. Maybe I don't trust you that much." The next morning, her stuff was gone, and so was my laptop. I'm 29, work as a freelance graphic designer, and I've always been careful with money because I had to be. I grew up watching my mom struggle after my dad cleaned out their joint account and disappeared, so I learned early that protecting your assets isn't about being paranoid. It's about being smart. My name is Jake, and until 2.5 months ago, I thought I'd met someone who actually got that. Her name was Chloe. We matched on a dating app in late July. She was 27, worked in marketing, had this infectious energy that made everything feel exciting. Our first date lasted 6 hours. We went from coffee to lunch to walking around the city to drinks. And by the end of it, I was genuinely thinking this might be something real. She was funny, seemed ambitious, talked about her goals of starting her own consulting firm someday. She mentioned she was currently between apartments, staying with a friend temporarily while she looked for a new place after her previous roommate situation went south. Red flag number 1, which I completely missed. She never elaborated on what went south meant. By week 3, she was staying at my place 4 or 5 nights a week. I didn't mind. My apartment is a 1-bedroom in a decent neighborhood, nothing fancy, but I'd worked hard to afford it and keep it nice. She'd bring over clothes, toiletries, her laptop for work. It felt natural, like we were building something. She'd cook dinner sometimes, we'd watch movies, talk about our days, normal relationship stuff. Then came the conversation that should have ended everything right there. It was a Saturday morning, about 8 weeks in. We were having breakfast. I'd made pancakes, she was scrolling through her phone, when she suddenly looked up at me with this serious expression. "I've been thinking," she said. "I really love being here with you. This feels like home." "I love having you here," I said, because I did. "I'm tired of living out of a suitcase, you know? And my friend needs her space back. She's been patient, but I can't keep crashing there." "Have you found any places to look at?" I asked. She set her phone down. "Actually, I was thinking, why am I looking for a place when I'm here all the time anyway?" "We could make this official. I could move in." I paused, fork halfway to my mouth. "Move in? Like permanently? Why not? We practically live together already. It would save me money, and we'd get to be together more. Plus, I could help with rent." I put my fork down. "Chloe, we've been dating for 2 months. Almost 3, she corrected. "And when you know, right?" There was something in her tone that made me cautious. I like where we're at right now. Moving in together is a big step. I think we should give it more time. Her expression shifted slightly. "So, you're saying you don't see a future with me?" "That's not what I said. I'm saying 2 months is fast. My parents moved in together after 6 weeks, and they've been married 30 years, she said. That's great for them. I just think we should take our time." She was quiet for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Okay, I get it. You're cautious. That's actually one of the things I like about you." I relaxed a little. "Thank you for understanding. But if I'm going to get my own place, I should probably start looking seriously. 1-bedrooms in this city are expensive." "Yeah, they are. Unless..." She paused, like she was thinking. "What if you added me to your lease? Just as a formality. I could still get my own place, but it would be nice to know I have a backup option. And it would show the landlords I'm looking at that I have stable housing history." "Add you to my lease?" "Just as a secondary tenant or whatever it's called. I wouldn't even have to pay rent if you didn't want me to. It's more about the security of knowing I have somewhere stable." I stared at her. "Chloe, that doesn't make sense. If you're getting your own place, why would you need to be on my lease?" "It's about trust, Jake. If you really trust me, you'll put my name on your apartment lease. It's not like I'm asking you to marry me. It's just a piece of paper." A piece of paper that gives you legal rights to my apartment. Her face hardened. Wow. Okay. So you don't trust me. I've known you for 8 weeks. And that's not enough time to trust someone? To show them you're committed? I felt that familiar tug of guilt, the same one my ex used to pull on, but something in me had learned. You're right, I said calmly. Maybe I don't trust you that much. The silence that followed was arctic. She stood up, leaving her pancakes half-eaten. I need to think, she said, and went into the bedroom. She stayed in there for about an hour. When she came out, she was back to normal, smiling, apologizing for overreacting. She said she understood my position, that she'd let her stress about apartment hunting cloud her judgment. We spent the rest of the day together, watched a movie, ordered takeout. By bedtime, everything seemed fine. I woke up Sunday morning at 9:47 a.m. Chloe was gone. At first I figured she'd gone to grab coffee or run an errand. Then I noticed her overnight bag was missing from the corner where she usually left it. Her toothbrush was gone from the bathroom. The charging cable she kept plugged in by the couch, gone. And my laptop, which I'd left on my desk the night before, was also gone. I called her immediately, straight to voicemail. I texted, "Where are you?" "Did you take my laptop?" No response. I checked my apartment more carefully. My laptop, a MacBook Pro I used for all my freelance work, worth about $2,500, was definitely missing. My iPad was still there. My phone charger, my wallet, my keys, everything else was untouched. Just the laptop. I called again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Finally, at 11:30 a.m., she texted back, "I needed to borrow it for a work thing. I'll bring it back." I called her immediately. This time she answered, "You took my laptop without asking?" "I needed it for a presentation. Mine died last night and I have a client meeting tomorrow morning. Relax." "Chloe, you can't just take my stuff without asking. That's theft." "Theft? Are you serious right now?" "We're dating. Couples borrow each other's things. Borrowing requires asking first. Where are you? I need it back today. I have work to do." "I'll bring it back tonight." "No, I need it now. Tell me where you are and I'll come get it." "Jesus, Jake, you're being so controlling right now. I said I'll bring it back. This isn't about control. This is about my property that you took without permission." She hung up on me. Update 1. She didn't bring it back that night, or the next day. By Monday afternoon, I'd left her 8 voicemails and at least 20 texts. Finally, Tuesday morning, she responded, "Stop harassing me. I'll return your precious laptop when I'm ready." That's when I realized this wasn't about borrowing equipment for work. This was punishment for not putting her name on my lease. I called the police non-emergency line and explained the situation. The officer I spoke with was sympathetic, but realistic. "Technically, if she had access to your apartment and you were in a relationship, it's a gray area. She can claim you gave her permission. Do you have any proof of ownership?" "I have the receipt and the serial number." "That helps. You can file a report, but honestly, these domestic situations are tough. My advice? Try to get her to meet you somewhere public to return it, and if she doesn't, then we can escalate." I filed the report anyway. Case number 2024-87453. At least it was documented. I texted Chloe, "I've filed a police report. Return my laptop by end of day or I'm pressing charges." She called me immediately. "You did what?" "I filed a police report for theft." "You're insane. I was going to return it today anyway." "Great. Where and when?" This is so typical of you, Jake. You're paranoid and controlling, and you treat people like they're criminals. You took something that doesn't belong to you and won't return it. That's literally the definition of theft. Fine. Meet me at the Starbucks on Maple Street at 6 p.m. I got there at 5:45, waited until 6:30. She never showed. When I called, she didn't answer. At 7:15 p.m., I got a text from an unknown number with a photo of my laptop. The screen was shattered, completely destroyed. The message read, "Oops." It fell. You can pick it up from the dumpster behind 847 Oak Avenue if you want it back. I drove to that address. It was an apartment complex. I found the dumpster. My laptop was there, screen destroyed, liquid damage visible on the keyboard, completely ruined. I took photos of everything, then retrieved it. The next morning, I went back to the police station with the destroyed laptop and the threatening text. This time, they took it more seriously. "The text came from a different number?" the officer asked. "Yeah, I don't recognize it. She's probably using a texting app or a burner. We can investigate, but I'll be honest with you, the damage is probably less than the felony threshold, so it would be a misdemeanor charge of criminal mischief. She could claim it was an accident." She texted me that she destroyed it. From an unknown number, she can deny it was her. I felt the hopelessness settling in. So she just gets away with it? You can sue her in small claims court for the value of the laptop. That might be your best bet. Update 2. I immediately went home and started documenting everything. Screenshots of every text conversation we'd ever had, the police report number, photos of the destroyed laptop, the receipt showing I'd purchased it 8 months earlier for $2,487. Then I did something I should have done from the start. I Googled her full name with various keywords. Chloe Martinez scam, Chloe Martinez theft, Chloe Martinez fraud. Nothing came up at first. Then I tried searching her name with roommate problems, remembering she'd mentioned a roommate situation going south. I found a post on a local Reddit community from 4 months ago. "Beware of this roommate, Chloe Martinez." The post had been removed, but someone had quoted parts of it in the comments. The story was almost identical to mine. Guy met Chloe, started dating. She wanted to move in quickly. When he said no, she stole his PlayStation and several games. He filed a police report, but she disappeared. I found the user who'd posted it and sent him a direct message explaining what had happened to me. He responded within an hour. "Dude, I'm so sorry. She's done this to at least 3 people I know of now. After she got my stuff, I found out she'd done the same thing to her previous roommate, asked to be added to the lease, got rejected, then trashed the place when she moved out. The roommate tried to sue, but Chloe just never showed up to court. Do you know where she lives? Last I heard, she was couch surfing. She doesn't keep a permanent address, which makes it hard to serve her legal papers. That's part of her strategy. What's her actual job?" She told me she works in marketing. I don't think she has a real job. I think this is her job. She targets people who seem financially stable, tries to get access to their stuff or their apartment, and when they catch on, she takes what she can and moves on. My stomach turned. I'd been so careful my whole life, and I'd still fallen for it. "Did you ever get your stuff back?" I asked. "Nope. She sold the PlayStation on Facebook Marketplace the same day she took it. I found the listing, but by the time I contacted the buyer, he'd already picked it up. He felt bad and gave me the address where he met her. Another apartment complex, where she was visiting a friend. When I went there, no one knew her. I spent the next week trying to track her down. I contacted her supposed marketing firm. They'd never heard of her. I tried the address she'd listed on her dating profile. It was a vacant lot. I even checked with mutual friends from the dating app, but none of them had real information about her. She'd essentially vanished, leaving me with a destroyed $2,500 laptop and the sinking realization that everything about her had been calculated. Update 3. 2 weeks after the laptop incident, I got a Facebook friend request from a woman named Jessica. Her profile was private except for her profile picture. The message that came with the request said, "I think we dated the same person." Chloe Martinez? I accepted immediately and called her. Jessica's story was almost copy-pasted from mine. They'd met online 3 months before I'd met Chloe, dated for about 6 weeks. Chloe had pressured her to co-sign on a car loan because her credit was temporarily bad due to identity theft. When Jessica refused, Chloe stole her jewelry and designer handbags. Total value, around $4,000. I filed a police report, but she was gone before they could do anything. I tried to sue her, but she's impossible to serve. I finally let it go because it was consuming my life. "How did you find me?" I asked. "I've been tracking her social media presence." She deleted her main accounts after she ghosted me, but I noticed she was still active on the dating apps. I created fake profiles to watch for her. When I saw you commenting on a local subreddit about freelance design work, I recognized your name from her Instagram before she deleted it. She'd posted a photo of you two together once. She posted us together? Yeah, about a month into your relationship. Caption was something like, "Found my person," with a heart emoji, probably part of making herself look legitimate to the next target. Jesus. I found 2 other victims. There's a guy named Marcus who she convinced to let her use his address for mail. She racked up credit cards in her name with his address, destroyed his credit when they came after him for her debts. There's another woman, Priya, who Chloe borrowed $3,000 from for emergency medical bills and never paid back. We should report this to someone, the police, the FBI, something. I've tried. Because each incident is relatively small and in different jurisdictions, nobody wants to take it on. She's careful to keep it under felony thresholds. It's all misdemeanor stuff that's not worth the resources. Jessica had created a document tracking everything: dates, amounts, methods, known aliases. Chloe had used at least 3 different last names. Martinez was probably fake too. "So we just let her keep doing this?" I asked. "I didn't say that," Jessica replied. "I said the police won't help. But we can warn people. We can make it harder for her to find new victims." Final update. Jessica, Marcus, Priya, the Reddit guy, and I formed what we jokingly called the Chloe Survivors Club. We created a private website documenting her known photos, aliases, methods, and locations. We posted warnings in local subreddit communities, dating app safety forums, and roommate finder groups. We made sure that anyone who Googled her name or reverse image searched her photos would find warnings. Within 2 weeks of launching the site, we got contacted by 3 more people with similar stories. She'd been at this for at least 2 years, possibly longer. Total estimated damages across all known victims, over $30,000. The one thing that finally got law enforcement interested was Marcus's credit situation, because she'd committed identity-adjacent fraud by using his address to open credit accounts that crossed into federal territory. The FBI agreed to open an investigation. As of last month, 3 months after she stole my laptop, Chloe was arrested trying to board a flight to Las Vegas with someone else's credit cards. Turns out she'd escalated to full identity theft with her newest target. She's currently being held on $50,000 bail that she obviously can't make. The DA contacted all of us to build a case. With all our documentation and testimony, they're confident they can get her on multiple fraud charges. I'll probably never see compensation for my laptop, but at least she's facing actual consequences. I've learned to trust my instincts better. When someone asks you to take a major financial or legal step way too early, it's not because they love you deeply. It's because they're trying to gain leverage. When someone gets angry or manipulative over you protecting your assets, they're showing you exactly who they are. My mom called me last week to check in. I told her the whole story. She was quiet for a minute, then said, "I'm proud of you for saying no to the lease thing. That's the moment that saved you from way worse." She was right. If I'd added Chloe to my lease, she could have squatted in my apartment, brought in other people, trashed the place, and I would have had almost no legal recourse to remove her quickly. The laptop was replaceable. My home, my security, my sanity, those weren't. I'm still freelancing, rebuilt my client files from backups, bought a new laptop with better insurance this time. I'm not dating right now, maybe in a few months, but next time, Someone can prove themselves trustworthy before they get access to any part of my life that matters. And if anyone ever asks me to add them to my lease after 2 months, I'll smile and say, "You're right, maybe I don't trust you that much." Because sometimes, protecting yourself means being okay with looking like the bad guy to someone who was never good for you anyway. Edit. A few people have asked if I got anything back from the FBI investigation. As of now, no. The DA said that restitution would be ordered if she's convicted, but I'm not holding my breath. The laptop is a sunk cost at this point. The real win was stopping her from doing this to more people. Edit 2. Someone asked how we tracked her down for the website. Jessica did most of that work. She's in IT security and knows how to dig through public records. We used old addresses from police reports, cross-referenced them with property records and known associates, and built a timeline. It's scary how much information is publicly available if you know where to look. We made sure everything we posted was factual and documented, so she couldn't claim defamation.